Welcome back to Paul and Benny. I am Paul if you're new here, and today we're making homemade Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its, but there are some ingredients in them that I just don't want to eat. While I eat my fair share of junk food, I am definitely trying to reduce the amount of highly refined seed oils that I consume. There's a lot of research out there that shows they're not great for you, but there's one ingredient that I definitely don't want to consume at all. That's TBHQ. It prevents fats from oxidizing, also prevents your automobile paint from oxidizing, and there's lots of information out there on it. Made me not want to eat it whenever possible. Even these organic options have a lot of the highly refined seed oils in them, and they're not really going to taste like Cheez-Its because they have onion powder and other flavors in them. So if they're not going to taste like Cheez-Its, why would I get them? So we're making them from scratch. This is super easy. Pretty sure you can make this without a food processor. However, I think it's way easier with one. And don't worry, the full recipe is in the caption below. Into my food processor, I'm adding some shredded cheese. And when I say shredded cheese, I mean don't dump it all over the counter, put it all in the processor and shred your own cheese. I haven't tried it with the store-bought one. I'm not going to try it with the store-bought one because there's that coating on it that, it might be good for some things, but for melting and baking, it's just not the same. Okay, to our cheese, we are going to add some flour, all-purpose, whatever you have. I'm going to add some salt and some butter. Come on, butter. Not all of it. And I'm going to add some ice water. Okay, that's all the recipe calls for. So let me put my lid on here. I'm going to pulse this until we have a ball of cheese dough. I have a piece of parchment here, and I'm just going to turn my dough out onto the parchment. Try not to make a mess. Okay, carefully get that blade. It's a little cheese. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't put the blade in there, then touch it. Okay, so I'm going to get that cheese, get this out of the way. I'm going to take this dough, and I'm just going to bring it together with my paper. Let's try and make a disc. And by disc, I don't really need it round. I guess I just want a little flat piece of dough. I'm going to pop this disc in the fridge for about 20 minutes, let it chill. So my dough is chilled. I'm going to save this parchment because I'm going to use it to bake on. And I'm going to roll it out pretty thin. It's still pretty cool, so it's pretty firm to roll. Got to really give it a little pressure, but you don't want it melty and soft from sitting on the counter either. You really want to press it together while it's still cool. Press my edges together to alleviate any cracks that might be there. So we're just going to cut this into nice bite-sized squares. This would also be really fun with a festive cookie cutter of some type, but we're just going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. I don't think you're really supposed to cut on this mat, but I'm not cutting hard. I'm not going to ruin it. If I did, it was really cheap on Amazon. And I am going to do the holes just because I feel like it does something for them. It's probably all in my mind, but I feel like it makes them feel like Cheez-Its. This is not on any of the recipes I saw online, but I figured they're not Cheez-Its unless it's got that little bit of salt on top. So I'm going to take some sea salt here and just give them a sprinkle. Now, if there is a tricky part, it's this. It's picking them up without breaking them, and gently putting them on the cookie sheet. I don't know a faster way to do this. I'm thinking I could have picked the whole sheet up and turned it face down onto my parchment, but I'm a little afraid of baking. I'm a little afraid of not baking them, of breaking them. So they're very delicate. Probably could have been a little thinner. You wanted some spicy ones, you could put a little cayenne pepper. You could put some smoked paprika for more of a barbecue flavor. maybe a little even dry rub, but we're gonna go classic here. Although I do love some black pepper on cheesy things. So I'm thinking I might try some black pepper on a few of them. I'm gonna pop these in the oven and bake them for about 12 minutes. Most of the recipes say 10 to 15, but I have a dark tin here, which means it might cook quite a bit faster than others. So I'll start checking them at 10. These have cooled enough to be put on the counter. Let me make sure the mic got that. Let's see. You're not gonna fool anyone. They don't taste like Cheez-Its, but they're cheesy and they're good. I wouldn't even call them Cheez-Its. Much better than that recipe where they just put cheese on a tray and baked it. Yeah, it tasted good because it tastes like cheese, but there was no crunch to it. And half the fun of eating a Cheez-It is it's salty and crunchy and it tastes like cheese.
Okay, so I just got home from work. The house smells like delicious dinner and Cheez-Its. I'm excited to try these because last time they were high in flavor, but definitely not texture. They did not taste like real Cheez-Its at all. Oh, that's a lot better.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so I tried the ones on the pen, the little extra bits. They're a little crunchier, but I think they taste like healthy Cheez-Its. I don't know if you guys like bought a box at Trader Joe's or Sam's, not Sam's, or Sprouts or something and like have less ingredients. But no, this tastes delicious. I really like these. Definitely like thicker, but the crunch is still there. The flavor is cheese. I think maybe choosing like a sharper cheddar might have worked a little bit better, but I like these. Keep making these, Paul. These are delicious.
I haven't seen a recipe yet that comes out tasting like Cheez-Its, but I'm going to keep trying because I love them and I won't buy them. So if you have a recipe that's really close to the originals, I'm not saying it has to be exact, but a good copycat, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to try it. By the way, if you've watched the video this far, would you go ahead and leave a thumbs up below? We really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So when I finally get a recipe for Cheez-Its that tastes and feels like them, you'll be the first to know. We're grateful for tasty recipes and fun snacks. Even when they don't come out exactly the way we want, it was fun making them. And of course, we're always grateful for you watching.